Hey guys, welcome back. Got another video for you today, and these are the Lumary smart switches. Lumary reached out to me and provided these switches for a product review, and so that's what I'm going to do. I will review these and let you know if they are another option for you over TP-Link, Wemo, or whatever. I've already installed two of the switches, so what I'll do is I'll do an unboxing on one of the switches. They both have the same items in there, so you'll get the idea what the other two have. So the two that they gave me are the dimmer switch, their three-way light switch kit, and their one-way light switch kit. So today we'll talk more about the one-way light switch kit because I already got these two installed. Okay, so for the light switch kit, this is your typical light switch kit. The TP-Link sells, Wemo sells, and this is Lumary's version of it. So from the get-go you can see that it's got a little indicator light that tells you that the light switch, I believe, is on. So some information, you can control anywhere via Wi-Fi. You can set schedules, share the switch, and then voice control. Voice control is basically, this is Amazon and Google compatible. So that's great. Nothing else on the box. Just your typical stuff here. So you could pause the screen and read that. Anyway, so we'll go inside. Let's see what you got in here. So you got the switch. So it's got like this transparent type switch thing. It would have been great if it was white like the TP-Links, but this is still a good looking switch, and you can kind of make out the halo here, and that's the light that glows once you have this all installed. And then down here you have it's hard to focus, but this button here is the the restart switch, and then the reset switch. Okay, so all that will be in the manual. Then you have your typical brown, black, white, and green wires. And if I peel this out, it actually indicates, so go ahead and put that there. So it'll actually indicate what each wire is. There we go. So the black is live, the brown is the actual switch wire, and then white is neutral, and green is ground. Sorry for the background noise. My son's running around playing. So that's it for the switch and what you get in the box. Come on, there we go. You get the voice control guide. You get the smart switch start guide. Okay. You get those two, and then you get 4 of the wire tie switches. I forgot what these are called, but it makes connecting the wires easy. It comes with, let's go, focus, come on. You get 2 screws, which I don't really use these. I just use the ones that are already in my my current switches. In fact, my house is new. I also utilize my current these wire taps, so I don't really use the included packet, but it's nice that the company Lumary includes that, and it also includes the labels which you can put on the wire. Lastly, it comes with a faceplate. Again, I don't typically install this faceplate because I use the one that's already on my house. But this is neat if you want a clean, no screw bezel. faceplate. So put that back in there. And we'll talk a little bit more about the switch. So the switch does have their own app. It's the Lumary app, but I find that if you install app called Smart Life, and I'll show you what that looks like there. This guy right there. It actually pairs better when you're doing Alexa. So I recommend using that app versus Lumary's app. But it's identical. It's just that the Smart Life is integrated with Alexa, whereas when I tried to use the Lumary's app, I couldn't get it to work with Alexa. I'm not sure why, but it is what it is. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and before I install this, I'll go ahead and shoot over I'll go ahead and shoot over the dimmer switch and the three-way light switch and show you the workings on that. All right, so we'll cut out to a different view. Okay guys, here's the switch for the dimmer, and this currently controls the little dining chandelier that we have there. So you can see if you just press the button, you'll see the indication of the dimmer. So this is at full 100%, and we got the lights on. Now to adjust this, you just basically slide your hand down, and you don't know what percentage is actually there, but you get the sense. So I'll go ahead and play with the dimmer here, and you can see. So we're back at 100%. So now I'll show you how it's integrated with Amazon. Alexa, dim chandelier to 50%. And you can see. Alexa, dim chandelier to 25%. Alexa, dim chandelier to 100%. Yeah. Alexa, turn off chandelier. And that's the sample of the dimmer switch. It's actually it's a nice switch. So when it's off, for this particular switch, you can see that there is an LED indicator. Now let's see if we turn it on. This one continues to stay on. So just so you know I made a comment earlier that when you turn it on, it turns off, but it looks like it just stays on. All right, now I'll show you the three-way switch. Okay, so this is the three-way switch here. And what this does is I have a switch downstairs and a switch upstairs, and it controls that light. And when you go upstairs, there's another light at the very top there. This being a three-way because I can turn it on here or turn it on upstairs. Now there is one quirk to this that I actually don't like versus a TP-Link. The TP-Link is a little bit better, whereas on the three-way switch for the TP-Link, it sees the switch as one switch, and for the Lumary, it sees it as two separate switches. So for instance, in my case, I have stairs 1, stairs 2, and on my three-way switch for my TP-Link in the kitchen, I have only kitchen light as a switch. So it makes it very difficult for Alexa to recognize this. And I'll show you an example for that. So again, you can see that the LED light is on. If I click on it, it turns on the light, and then I can turn it off, and then I'll go upstairs and I'll show you the other switch. All right, so I'm up here upstairs, and we currently have the light off, and this is where the three-way switch is a little wonky. Downstairs, remember I talked about the LED being on regardless on the dimmer switch, but on these three-way switches it's a little off because I have the downstairs and the upstairs switch on this three-way. So this is where it gets a little wonky with the Alexa stuff, and I'll show you what I mean. I have a routine in Alexa that if I say, turn on stairs, it should theoretically turn on, but because these switches show as two different switches instead of, for instance, like the TP-Link, the three-way switch shows as a one switch. Depending on which switch is in the on state, despite the light being off, it gets confused. I hope I'm explaining that correctly. So for instance, right now this switch is in the off state because the light is off. And actually, if I walk downstairs real quick, this is in the on state because it's lit up. Now, if I tell Amazon to turn on the LED, turn on the stairs, it won't. And you'll see here, Alexa, turn on stairs. See, it doesn't turn on. And I don't know why it does that. I think it's just because of how the switch shows two separate switches. Now, if I go upstairs and turn it on, it'll turn on. Now, if I say, Alexa, turn off stairs, now it'll work because I switched this one on. And if I say, Alexa, turn on stairs, you see? So depending on what this switch is set at, if we turn it off here and say, Alexa, turn on stairs, see how it doesn't turn on? So I've tried to figure this out. It's a bit confusing. I could do another set routine, but it just gets confusing. I wish it was like TP-Link where it sees the switch as one switch and so it doesn't get confused. And I'll show you what I mean by that now in my kitchen. So here's my TP-Link switch for the kitchen. I have one here and then the other one's right there. So currently the kitchen's off. So if I turn it on here, light is on. If I say, Alexa, turn off kitchen light, you can see the light turned off. Now, if I was to run back over here and turn it on over here, and I can say, Alexa, turn off kitchen light, it turns off. No matter how I have this turned on or off, it's because TP-Link shows this as one switch, whereas on the Lumary, the three-way switch shows it as two switches. And I'll show you that in the app shortly. So hopefully that explains it. If it doesn't, I'll try to explain it in the comments below. Okay guys, so here's the app for the Lumary switch. So you can see I have the California room, and then the chandelier, and then you see how you see stairs 1 and stairs 2. Stairs 1 being the downstairs switch, stairs 2 being the upstairs switch. Now you see how one is on and the other one's off. That's how it is, and that's why I think Amazon has a hard time figuring out which switch is on, and so when you run your routines, it doesn't know what to do, or it doesn't know whether the particular stairs you're trying to, let me back up here and explain it again. So in my routines, I have stairs 1 only on, because when you start adding in stairs 2, Amazon gets really confused. So in my routines, I had stairs 1 only on there. So when this was in the off state and and it's in the routines, which is currently on now. When it's in the off state and I say, you know, Amazon turn on stairs, what it'll do is it'll enable it to turn on. Actually, I should have just turned on. But you see how it shows 2 on right now? That's the problem. Right now, my stairs lights are not on because of this configuration. What it should do, and I think it's a firmware, it could be a firmware fix, is that when you turn this one on, this should kick off. And when you do that, what will happen is it'll initiate the light to turn on. So that's the problem, I think, is what's happening. So if I turn this off right now, because both of them are off, it'll be off. But when I kick it now to turn on, it'll be on. Ideally, I'd like it to only show one switch. And I'm gonna now go to my Casa app, which does the TP link, and I'll show you what I mean. So here we're in my Casa app, and you'll see my smart switches, and you'll see kitchen light. There's only one switch. You don't see kitchen 1 or kitchen 2. And I wish the Lumary switch was the same way. Then it would be really easy, and whatever label you have here, then that's how Alexa will be able to just run the command with no issues. I hope by showing you that you know exactly what's going on. I'm probably not explaining it correctly, but hopefully you get the idea. So yeah, if it's a firmware upgrade, that would be, that would be great. So ideally, I'd like to only see one switch here for the 2, just like the TP link, and that should resolve the issues by having Amazon control it. Okay, so going back to the three-way switch here, aside from Alexa having a little snafu with the Lumary switches, you can theoretically, instead of saying the routine, say the actual switch. But there's, again, a slight catch if, depending on what mode this is currently at. So for instance, this light is on, so this mode is on, like in an on position. So if you were to say, you know, Amazon turn on stairs 1, it's not going to do anything because this is already on the on position. Now if you were to say Amazon turn on stairs 2, then it will work, because stairs 2 is currently off upstairs, and then it'll trigger it. So I'll show you an example. If I say stairs 1 on, it won't turn on because it's already on. And I'll show you an example here now. Alexa, turn on stairs 1. If you heard that beep, that means it finished the command, but the light is still off because it's already in the on position.
I'm not sure.
Now, if I was to say, you know, turn on stairs 2, then the light will turn on, because then it'll see that the stairs 2 light switch is off, and it'll kick this one off. So we'll do that now. Alexa, turn on stairs 2. See, I'm not sure why this LED light didn't turn on or turn off. It should have. So now, if we tell it to turn stairs 1 off, this should theoretically turn off because this is still on. So, Alexa, turn off stairs 1. See? Now, if we cut to stairs 2, that light should be on. And sure enough, there it is. The light is on. So if I say Amazon turn on stairs 2, I shouldn't turn on because it's already in on state. So Alexa, turn on stairs 2. Yeah, see, nothing happens. So that's what I'm having to deal with when I'm trying to yeah, Bubba, hold on. So that's what I'm trying to deal with when I'm dealing with the Lumary switches. I can't get it quite to work with the Alexa. So you have to know, you almost have to know what the light switch status is for it to know what to say, and it's a pain in the butt. All right, guys. Lastly, here's the just a normal switch, smart switch from Lumary. So this is just going to be a real quick one. Nothing to it really. Right now, that switch is powering my California room, which is the outside, like a backyard porch. And so, you know, turn it off, it's off, light goes off, and then turn it on, and then you get the porch light on. And simple, you know, Alexa programming here. So Alexa, turn off California room, and it turns off. So can't go wrong with the simple switch. It's pretty straightforward. Now I'm going to show you the actual app. Okay guys, so here we have the app. As I indicated it before, I'd like to use the Smart Life app. It's probably better than the Lumary app, only because it was integrating better with Amazon. Or yeah, let's reference Amazon, because if I say the keyword, she's going to continue to talk while I'm doing this video. So we'll get into the Smart Life app, and then here you see my switches. You got the California room, which we just covered, simple smart switch. Then we got the stairs 1, stairs 2, which is the two-way smart switch. Then we got the chandelier, which is the dimmer. So before I get into all those devices, so I'm not going to go through setting this up. I only figured if you don't know how to do that by now, then you probably shouldn't be getting a smart switch. And that's not making fun. I'm just, you know, I figured if you're looking into smart switches, you already know how to set one up. So let's see. Let's go through the functions of the switches in the first page here. So when you get into the app, you are taken to the all devices, and here you can do you can tap quickly to turn on or turn off the light by hitting these power buttons here. And so right now I just turned off my California room. I'll turn on the chandelier, which is above us, turn it off. And then if you actually click on the common features here, it brings it down. It can also turn it on and off here, and then this countdown feature here, depending on what this status is. So if it's off right now, you can set this countdown to like 10 seconds, an hour, or whatever, and then after the countdown, if this is off, it'll turn on. If it's on, it'll turn off. So that's what that means here. You can also, and this has those common functions on all of the switches. And if you want to get into the switch, click on the room, and you actually are presented with a switch that looks exactly like the switch that you have on your wall. And you can also turn it on here. Okay, my white balance seems to be a little off here. It's probably because of the light. Anyways, over here you also have the timer function, which is the same as that count. Actually, I'm sorry, you have the countdown here, but this timer function is your scheduling. So I do want to do a schedule for California room, so I'll cover that in just a minute. But if you tap and hold the switch here, you can rename it. And I don't know if you can make it out on the screen. You can just barely make it out. It says California there. If you want to rename that, you just long press the switch, and then you can edit that. Okay, And then on this little pen mark over here, you can rename the actual switch. So now let's go back to scheduling, which is in timer. So you select timer, and this goes you to the scheduling feature. And click on the add to schedule down here. And then this is using GMT time. So right now it's 11:24, so it's showing you the current time. So it's asking me, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn on an on feature. And I'd like to turn this California room at 8 p.m. And I wanted to repeat it for every weekday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I don't want it to turn on or be on a schedule. So we go back. And then we want it to turn on. So once we get that set, we'll hit save. And so now we have a schedule that every Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. California room, which is my, it's like a little room that I have in the backyard, or a porch rather, it'll turn on. And then we want to add another schedule. And we want to turn it off, let's just say midnight. Okay, so 12 a.m. And we want to do it for the same days of the week. And then now we select this and we say off. Confirm, save. So now we have two schedules that it'll turn on at 8 p.m. and then turn off at midnight. Okay, so we go back, and so now we just have, we're presented back to the all devices. So now you can create what they call rooms. So if you click on this, you can do room management, and you can select your switches there. So in my dining room, I have the chandelier. Stairs, I have stairs 1 and stairs 2, and I also created a California room, and I have a California room switch there. So so in my California room, I also have a switch for the a ceiling fan. So theoretically, if I get another switch, I can add a ceiling fan here and then also label it in California room. So it just categorizes it really. You also have in the bottom here, so we were at home, so now we can go to smart, and this adds scenarios. So I'm not a big fan of scenarios, so it basically it'll turn on or off your light depending on what scenario you have set here. So I don't really use scenarios because mostly all my automation is through Amazon. So I just speak, and then whether if I want to turn it on or off, or I have a schedule running. So that's smart. And then me just gives you some information. You can do family management. So if you want to, if you have kids and you want them to be able to turn on off lights with their phone, you can give them access to the app, and then they can manipulate your switches as well. So I believe that is the share access feature. All right, so that's the app. That's pretty much basic functions of the app. Go back to all devices. What I do like about this app is that it tells you the current weather, the temperature, even humidity and whatnot. So it's kind of neat. Anyways, so now I'm going to give you my overall feedback on the switches. Okay guys, so I'll try to make this short and sweet because the review is getting a little bit longer than I anticipated. Anyways, these are actually pretty good switches with the exception of the Threeway. I think there's some significant misses on this. Not to say that it's not good, it's just if you have automation set up in your home with either Google or Alexa, you're going to run into that issue where it shows two switches rather than one. But if aside from the the three-way switch. The one-way switch that they have and the dimmer switch are excellent, and at the price point that these that Lumary is set for, these it's unbeatable. In fact, if you're like me and you've replaced pretty much most of your switches in your house and you're buying TP-Links or Remos, it can get really pricey. So with Lumary and Lumary, it can get a lot cheaper, and you can set your whole house for much less. But not to take away anything with their three-way light switch, you can. I'm hoping that it's a firmware update where it fixes that issue, but only time will tell. We'll see what the company says. Hopefully, they reach out to me and in helping and trying to come up with that firmware update. I'd really like to see that hit a home run there. I do have some good news for you guys. So Lumary gave me a promo code that you guys can use. You can take an extra 40% off by using promo code, and then I'll have it listed right here. And so regular price for the one-way switch is $21.65, and I'll have a link in the description. And with I believe the Amazon links that they have are like for $18, and then with the extra 40% off, your final price for this one-way switch is $10. So if you are looking to replace your switches so that you can home automate your lights, you cannot beat this at $10 each switch. Definitely much cheaper than TP-Link, and I do recommend their light switch. It works just as good as any other switch out there. I have a TP-Link, a three-way, and a regular TP-Link switch, and this compares it no problems. Works with Amazon. I haven't tried Google because I'm not invested in Google. I'm already into the Amazon ecosystem, so can't really speak on Google, but definitely you cannot beat $10 for the one-way switch. Now on the dimmer, they are giving it, I believe, best deal at $20. Regular price $24, so still a good deal. I know dimmers tend to be a little bit more, but you can't beat $20. And then if you are interested in the three-way light switch, they have that available at $32. So no discounts for these, but discount for the one-way smart switch, which if I were you, I'd take advantage of it at $10. It's a great offer. So I hope I was helpful in this review. If you are looking for a light switch, definitely, again, I recommend their one-way and their dimmer for sure. For the three-way, I think they're not quite there yet, but you have to give it to them. They're a new company. These are their new products, and I'm pretty sure with a little bit of Q&A and R&D, they'll get this three-way light switch just right. All right, so if you have any other questions, leave a comment below. I do look at every comment, and I will answer it to my best. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, subscribe, because we got some great products coming in as well. So I'm just a little bit behind, but I'll get them out as soon as I finish them. All right. Thanks a lot for watching. See you on the next one.